garden boxes, chickens, drones. We talk that and more next on Drink, Smoke, Build. What's going on, you guys? I'm Billy D. This is Drink, Smoke, Build. So I'm gonna get into the daily update here real quick. Wanted to talk about the garden boxes. They have been filled, planted in them 10 days ago. We now have sprouts of everything we planted, starting to get green coverage across the box, all the boxes. So we will be showing you that here over the next couple of days. I'll show you as the seedlings get bigger. I'll start to show you that growth. But just wanted to let you guys know they're coming along nicely. As you can tell, I have taken the extra fence slats that we pulled apart when we built the boxes, and I've laid them over to the top, not only to protect them from the searing sun that we had the first few days, but also from the storms that we've had today and will continue to have over the next couple of days. So they are nice and protected. All of the sprouts are looking nice. All of the seedlings looking good. Cannot wait to show you guys the progress on that over the next few weeks. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the chickens. So the chickens have actually done really good since the last episode, since we built the run and we put them in this new chicken yard, chicken run area that we have. They have done fantastic. We haven't had any problems with predators yet, and they are extremely cautious, and they don't really get out in the open much in the daylight. So they're definitely been really cautious as to coming back in a different area than what they've been used to, but they're starting to get really used to it. They enjoy the foraging. We've cut back on their food by over half on how fast they're eating it. We still feed them the same amount, but they eat it half as fast, so we don't have to give them as much, and they have done great foraging out here and pumping up. As I was telling you guys in the last episode on the chickens, that we do have another little coop there that we're kind of refurbishing and changing up a little bit. We're going to put a hinge on the roof, idea my wife had, so that if they decide to lay eggs in there while they're in this run, then we will be able to access them. We're going to put it back there in the corner, nice and protected from the sun, from rain. So nice little north facing corner that is protected from all the harsh weather. So that's how the chickens are doing. As you can tell, they're not out here right now. It's too dark. We have been walking them between the two places, their coop and this dog yard, and it's about 150 feet apart. It's a long way between the two, and they have done it fantastically. The first couple of nights took a little bit, but now we're able to get them within 5 minutes or so to waddle their way right back to the coop and right to the run in the morning. So it's been really awesome. All right, so on to the bad news, and the reason I haven't posted any footage from the drone next. So yes, I did end up breaking the drone. It was actually only 45 minutes or so of flying before I broke it. It was my fault, but inexperience and dealing with GPS systems that I'm not used to, and I'll tell you the story of that here in a minute. But first, I wanted to show you guys what happened in terms of the damage. So it did come down from about 60 feet directly into asphalt, and it snapped the upper part of one of the motor arms off. I was able to super glue everything back into place exactly the way it should be, and actually that motor fires up just fine. The back two motors, on the other hand, they hit, I guess, and there was just a little bit of cosmetic damage, but one of them, the motor, you can actually see this little motor here. You probably can't see. I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see this. The back side, there you go, right here of the motor, the support leg punched a hole in it and destroyed the motor, and this motor will not come on at all because it's destroyed. This motor over here has got a horrible, horrible grinding noise, meaning that the brushes and everything inside are probably all broken and it's all grinding against itself in there. Fortunately, this is a cheap Chinese drone and parts are cheap, although it's going to take me 3 to 4 weeks to receive them. I can get an entire control arm for $5 plus shipping. So why not order every spare part I possibly can, since I probably will be doing this again. So I'm going to be getting a new body, all new spare arms. I may order spare parts and a whole new drone. Who knows? They are inexpensive enough that I feel like I can do that with these, and they're really super easy to work on, not super complicated. It's plug and play in a lot of this stuff. All the GPS and cameras and everything, they're plug and play on the circuit board. So super simple, easy design to work on, and I've been told they share parts with like 4 or 5 other drone companies. So I may even be able to find the parts for this locally and not have to wait 4 weeks. We will see. Alright, you guys, that concludes it for this episode. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys how I crashed the drone. Alright, well, I'm going to pull this off the drone and I will tell you guys how I actually crashed the drone. And I wanted to show you before, this actually didn't damage this arm. It was this arm over here where you can actually see the super glue where I fixed it, and I pulled off the light cover to fix it, and I never put it back on for testing. Since it didn't fly, no reason to put it back on, but you can see it snapped all that off all around the light housing, and I was able to super glue it all back together, level. And like I said, the motor in there actually works just fine. No issues with it. It's these back 2 motors here that are burned out. Alright, you guys, I'm going to flip this around and tell you how I crashed it and how my inexperience played a role. 2 days ago, I hit up a buddy of mine, a fellow YouTuber. Big shout out to Mr. Raymond Storm. You guys should check out his channels. I'll post links in the description below. Well, went over and hung out with my buddy and fellow YouTuber Raymond Storm, and I basically wanted to set up and learn at his places. He has a in his backyard, he is not in a no-fly zone like my backyard is. My backyard's actually a little bigger, but it's not a no-fly zone. And he has a drone, and so we went over to his place and went to fly our drones. Well, I could not for the life of me get my phone to link with the drone itself. There's supposed to be a transmitter, a Wi-Fi transmitter that the phone can hook into and have live images to the phone, and I was going to bring you guys some footage that way before I actually put an SD card in it. Well, the phone would not hook up, and I have later found that probably, I'm not 100% sure, but probably it was a wire that is coming from the GPS part of the drone in the top. It looks like it was crimped from the factory. When I first took it apart, I noticed that it had been pushed down by one of the posts where a screw goes through. It had been crimped, and it looked like the wire had been completely cut. And that's an easy enough fix. And it looks like that's probably the problem, and that's from the Wi-Fi transmitter. So I'm hoping that will fix the issue once I get all my parts in to fix the drone itself. But the reason I tell you this is because it plays a role in how I crashed the drone. Basically, I could not see from the drone's point of view. I could not fly it by camera. I had to fly it by feel only. Now, it still was connected to GPS, but I had to fly it by just looking at it from the ground. That's fine. I did great learning. I've flown a lot of RC things, this isn't much different than some of the other smaller quadcopters and stuff I've flown, and not as complicated as some of the old RC helicopters that I've flown. So I was able to get really good control of it, and even with the winds being 14 miles an hour, I was able to place it within a couple of feet of where I wanted to put it. So, and I was out in the open, so it was perfect. Well, on the way back, I decided to stop at one more place that was in a open zone where I could fly and test it one more time. Well, it was really hot and I wanted to be in the shade, so I flew it kind of out in the open, and then I landed it underneath a big pecan tree that had an old asphalt area under it. I landed it on that area and I went to kill it. It wouldn't lock. Every time I hit the joysticks down to lock, it wouldn't lock it. I tried everything. I tried bringing the speed all the way down and then locking it. I tried everything I could. I literally tried for 2 or 3 minutes trying to get it to lock, and the propellers were just spinning, just spinning. It tried to go home twice. I canceled it. And in my inexperience, I hit the power button on the remote thinking that I could reset the connection and then get control of it. Well, I forgot that because this is a GPS drone, when it loses connection with the remote, it automatically is programmed to fly by GPS back to the home position, which means it goes 80 feet straight in the air and then flies to the position and then 80 feet drop down. I practiced it before over at my buddy's house and it worked just fine. Well, because I was under this pecan tree, it went 60 feet in the air, hit the canopy of the pecan tree, came straight down, crashed onto the asphalt, and broke it, as you can see. So that's what happened. Little frustrating, I couldn't get it to connect, and that is the manufacturer's fault because of that crimped wire. I'm gonna contact warranty and hopefully I can get something of it, but who knows. I'm still planning on ordering the parts and probably a spare drone from the same company because, I mean, they're cheap enough and they're easy enough to work on. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I will keep you guys updated on that, but it looks like if I have to wait for parts from China, it's going to be a month before you guys get any aerial footage, and I apologize for that, but we'll keep coming at you with the regular camera angles right here on Drink Smoke Build. Guys, I appreciate you joining me tonight for this daily update. I can't think of anything else that is specific to projects except for maybe the pool. Putting the pool on hold because we're supposed to have rain for the next week, and I don't want to be doing a pool construction in rain. So that's going to be on hold for a little bit. We will continue with the chicken coop cleanup. I'm going to show you that, guys, here soon. I've been working on that video. And then getting the garden boxes as they start to grow. I will definitely show you guys so much of that, and pruning and weeding and watering and all the fun stuff that comes with gardening. I'll show you that here as well. Guys, if you like this content and stuff like it, don't forget to mashy on the like button. Hit that subscription button and notification bell if you haven't already. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this content. Let me know what you think of the projects. If there's any way you can help me with any of these, feel free to reach out to me or drop it in the comments below and I'll reach out to you. Much love, you guys. Thank you so much. Mashy, you guys. Billy D on Drink Smoke Build. I'm puffing on out of here. I'll see you guys on the next update. Much love.